Well, it's quite a lovely day back here in the nation's capital, Abuja, Nigeria. My name is Kathy Moyes and I'm going to be your host for today. And I'm super excited because I am with the founder and managing director of Woodgate Structure Limited, the one and only Mr. Emeka McVictor. We'll be going on a short break. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back soon. Stay tuned. Mr. Emeka, first of all, thank you so much for being on the program today.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this is Success Hub, a program that shares inspiring stories of successful people all over the world. Successful people like you all over the world. So I myself personally, I would really love to listen to your story, to your inspiring stories. But before then, what is your personal definition of success, and are there shortcuts to success?
Okay, so it's safe to say that success can very easily be defined by different individuals. The only way you can benchmark success is a function of the perimeters you must have set for yourself. All right? It is only when you set those perimeters and then you meet with them, then you can only say you have succeeded. However, it is important to say that success should largely be seen from some perspectives, which must include the level of value that you add to your environment, to humanity, to career, and the growth of humanity on a general perspective. That's what I would want to describe as success.
Oh, interesting. Thank you so very much. So are there shortcuts to success? I hear a lot of people say there are shortcuts to success. So I want to know, are there shortcuts to success?
Okay, so again, this would also come from two sides of the coin. Some people just feel like once they achieve one thing that makes rave, for them they have succeeded and they do not care to move up, right? But if you must genuinely achieve what I would want to call the real success, there can be short ways to it, okay? Success must come with processes, with steps, with stages, and for every time you skip one stage, you'd end up coming back to it. So to answer your question in very simple terms, there are no shortcuts to success. Nah, not
Amazing. So I'm right, because I've always told myself there are no shortcuts to success, because like you said, if you skip one stage, move to another, definitely you would come back to achieve that before finalizing it, that you really achieved success.
Absolutely.
Thank you so very much. All right, so let's talk about your company, Woodgate Structure Limited. What is it all about and what inspired you to start it up?
Okay, so Woodgate Structure Limited is a human resource management and business structuring company, which was founded in 2012 actually. Started by being House of Structure, and then we evolved from being House of Structure to Woodgate Structure Limited in 2017. Our human resource management activities are essentially centered around managing productivity for staff, all right, for our clients and different organizations, and then the business structuring activities are centered around, setting up organizational structures, making them workable and making them profitable for the businesses, okay, while we also help to build careers for different individuals. Now, what inspired this? I used to work in the bank and I left the bank in 2012 to set up this business. Now, going back to our definition of success, I was relatively comfortable in the bank, but I didn't see myself as achieving that I would describe as success for myself, because I wanted to add value beyond just being in that banking space. And so I set up a business to be able to help build careers and help businesses grow their level of profitability. So my inspiration essentially is centered around helping careers grow, build businesses that can stand the test of time, build businesses that will be profitable, and ultimately build the Nigerian economy.
Oh, interesting, amazing. Thank you very much. What sets Woodgate Structure apart from its competitors in terms of innovation and quality?
Okay, so I will say this, I like to say this. Like, every time I find a brand, I say this. At the point we started, the whole idea, of course, was to make money. But for the first 2 years of the business, we were not making money, and it was very discouraging to some extent.
I can imagine.
Yes. Now, the difference for us was we decided to stay true to the trade. We decided to apply some huge level of sincerity of purpose. Sincerity of purpose for me is that which inspires you to just stay true to your craft and not wanting to imitate anybody or wanting to take the shortcuts to making money. So I would say to you in very simple terms that our strength is in our level of professionalism, in our sincerity of purpose, essentially, okay? Sincerity of purpose for us is our watchword. It's a major operational philosophy for us. A couple of persons call us sometimes and say, hey, Woodgate, we want to buy properties. And we are wondering, why do you think that we're a property company? Because they've heard Woodgate Structure, all right? And sometimes Some of these offers could just be juicy. You want to just quickly make money from it. But if you do that, you begin to divide your level of attention and level of professionalism. So for us, sincerity of purpose has kept us going. We want to serve our clients in the best professionally unique manner, okay, in such a way that for every client we serve, we expect that they become our next marketer. By that I'm saying we serve and serve them well, they begin to make referrals to other persons, and then the business continues. We've been able to serve a couple of clients even outside the country, around Africa, and very many of them, we started serving them, not even interfacing with them. Okay, and that's a function of having served a couple of our clients well, and then they make referrals that has, to no small extent grown our business. So sincerity of purpose and the level of professionality that we bring to the table is our strength, to say the least.
Interesting, thank you. All right, so let me take you back. While you were answering this question, you talked about it was quite challenging, that some of the challenges you people faced. So can you discuss and share more light on that? Can you just pinpoint some of those challenges you people faced as a company, then, and how you were able to address the challenges?
Okay, so human resource management is an industry that is still largely evolving in this part of the world, Africa as a whole. And when we started in 2012, when you asked clients to pay for human resource management services, for instance, staff hiring, they tell you, no, they don't need to pay you. It's something that they can handle on their own, right? So it was quite challenging knowing that you have to begin to tell them that you're able to do that they want you to do and do it well to be able to get paid. Now, because we were relatively new, we did not have any success stories to share. We did not have any clients to tell our story. So it was quite tough, right?
Yes.
And for the few clients that gave us an opportunity at that time, we truly and very genuinely went out of our way to serve them and serve them well. I'm telling you, and I'm saying this for free, that in our first 2 years of business, believe me, we were literally having to borrow monies to pay salaries, right? But the thing for us was, we were sure, I personally was sure, that if we deliver the human resource management activities and business structure activities in the best possible way to clients, they would appreciate us. Now, the thing about value is every single penny, every single dollar, every single naira on the surface of the earth would always be available to pay for value. And so when you deliver that value, payment will come, right? Monies will come. Now, the tricky thing is this. At the point that some of these clients started believing in us, we got one of our major clients at the time, a commercial bank. All right? We hired staff for them. At the point, we were basically hiring drivers for them. It went so well that they began to introduce us to some of their high net worth customers. And it went south at some point. We hired a driver who, on his first day of resumption, made away with his master's car. Okay? An LX, Lexus Jeep at the time. And it was real trouble for us. That was a situation that almost got us to our knees because we did not do due diligence at that time, to be fair, right? And it really went sour because we did not have a choice that to either get the driver or to pay for the sum of the car, the vehicle at the time. We had not made enough money to pay for that vehicle, and it was so tough getting the driver. First, the guarantor verifications that we did failed because the guarantors were not real. So to cut the long story short, it was an acid test for us. Okay, a test of our genuineness to thrive, a test of our genuineness to remain in business. Somehow, we were able to come out of it after 2 years. It was a huge moment for us from two sides. It got us shaky, all right, but it also put us on that path where we had to begin to see pressure as being privilege. So we took it as pressure being privilege. Yeah. We were able to surmount it. We learned from the lessons of that event. And we're a better brand today, right? Yes. There are certain things I say to myself and to my team members to say, if a couple of things had shaken, been an issue for us at some point in our existence, it only makes sense for us to learn from them and then ensure that it does not occur again. Yes. All right. So we are stronger today, and we expect that we'll be stronger tomorrow. So beyond the sincerity of purpose we have, we also clearly understood that pressure would always be privilege for us, and that's why we are still here.
Oh, interesting. Thank you. All right, it's really getting interesting right now, but we need to go on a short break, and We'll be back soon. Let's go on a short break. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back soon. Welcome back to Success Hope. In case you're just joining us, I've been having a very fantastic moment today on the program with our guest, the founder and managing director of Woodgate Structure Limited, and of course, the one and only Mr. Emeka McVictor. So I've really been having an amazing time with you. I would say your story is quite inspiring, and it's inspiring to me, and I believe it's inspiring to someone out there, particularly the last thing you just said before the break, the pressures you had, but it kept you going. I was just imagining myself in that shoes. I don't know what I would have done, but all the same, the story is quite inspiring. Yeah, I'm glad you were able to find a way out of it, and that is why today we are celebrating you and we're looking up to you. We want to be successful just like you. Thank you once again. Right, so how do you see Woodgate Structure positioning itself within the next 5 years?
Okay, so our vision is to be, unarguably, one of the most reputable human resource and business structuring firms across Africa. Okay. And we are making frantic efforts to be there. We clearly understand that there are no shortcuts to success. We clearly understand that we must do due diligence to get there. The African continent is one that is fast rising in terms of economic activities. And for you to safely say that you're one of the best in your craft across the continent, it means that you must genuinely and very significantly raise your head above water level in terms of your professionalism and service delivery to clients. So we are looking at the next couple of years, 5 years, to have our business set up in a couple of other African countries. We have special reference to Southern Africa and Eastern Africa. And then we hope that in the next couple of years, that should come true. And then we take it up from there.
Wow.
Yes.
Amazing. Thank you, sir. All right, so can you share with us any upcoming projects that the company is excited about?
Okay, so we are currently working on our career fair.
Okay.
That would not happen this year, but it's a major event. We intend to be an annual event for us, starting up in 2015, precisely on the 20th of May, being the International Human Resource Management Day. That's one project that we intend to take to an enviable level where we begin to shaping careers and then, of course, increase productivity for businesses. So we look forward to that. The project is up now in terms of planning, and we hope for it to be one of our big wins, looking forward.
Nice. All right, thank you. So this particular question I've been longing to ask you, and I'm glad that I'll be asking you today. All right, I remember before the question, this particular interview of ours has been for since last year or so. We've been planning, we're going to have it. It's either you have an appointment somewhere, a meeting, or you've traveled. So I was just thinking, how do you manage your professional life with family time? Because it's either you're in one meeting or the other, right? It's been since last year now, we planned for the interview today, and then next thing now, hello, Kathy, I'm not going to be around, I have a meeting. So how do you manage that, your profession? Because I see that you're way too busy. Yes, how do you manage it, your professional life and your family time?
To be honest with you, I will not be able to tell you in very clear terms how I'm able to manage these things. But somehow, I think God has also been very gracious to me in terms of giving me the strength mentally, psychologically, to be able to manage work and family, right? It's been, I wouldn't say tough, because I've come to that point where I've seen pressure as being privileged, but somehow we've been able to juggle it, and my wife has also been very useful. Interestingly, she's also a human resource professional, so she understands these things, and we're making progress. I'm cooking.
That's nice. That's good to hear. And you just said your wife has been so useful, understanding that to say she's an amazing woman. And I mean, it is one thing to have an amazing woman beside you that would really, understand you. Thank you so much. All right, on the final notes, before we go, what advice would you give to upcoming entrepreneurs?
Okay, so this is important to say. I see people just set up a business and they are quick to begin to refer to themselves as chief executive officers. And it's something that they must be careful with, right? Yeah. Entrepreneurs must understand that their role is to serve, not to essentially be a boss. When you set up a business and all you're looking forward to is to be the boss, then you begin to have issues. It should be more about being a servant, a team leader, someone who anybody around you will be inspired by your actions, right? Yeah. I always like to say that examples communicate principles. Yes. It is only when you show how to lead that people will follow. Showing how to lead makes a lot of sense than telling how to lead or how to follow, right? Yeah. So when entrepreneurs understand that examples communicate principles, then being a leader becomes a lot easier. Do not be interested in being a boss. Be interested in serving and leading people around you. And that will make a lot of sense for us, right? Mm-hmm. Because you have set up a business team that essentially make you a chief executive officer, like the CEO, like they say, right? Yeah. You must be more conscious and more deliberate with service, either through your product or direct service. You must be more deliberate with genuinely growing a brand that people would honestly say that this brand has integrity and this brand has quality in service or in product. And it is only when that happens that you can build a team that can help you take the brand to the next level. So essentially, sincerity of purpose, integrity, and professionalism would always speak volume for any entrepreneur.
Interesting. Yes. Thank you so much, sir. So he has said it all. If you want to be successful like him, you just need to practicalize all what he has said. Being a boss, or probably you have a business, you just set up a business and you just feel you are the boss, you don't want to learn, you don't want to be submissive. All the things he has said, put it into practice. And I tell you, someday you could just be the next person sitting beside me to share your own story, Thank you so much, sir. I really enjoyed this session with you. Thank you. And I hope to have more of you again on the program.
Of course, anytime, Kathy.
Thank you
It's been a long
so
time
much.
coming for this conversation.
Yes, like, honestly, I am more like, I'm happier. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate it. You have a great time. Thank you, sir. Welcome back to Success Hub, and thank you so much for joining us today on the program. I had a nice chat with the founder and managing director of Woodgate Structure Limited, and of course, the one and only Mr. Emeka McVictor. Until next time, I'm your ever smiling screen angel, Kathy Moyes. Please do to subscribe to our channel for more updates.